Hey, I'm Jim at Broadfield. Thanks for joining us for another Broadfield Liquid Lunch and Learn every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. As you can see, we are going to have two special guests on the show today. We have our guest from Kiloview, Don Riegle from the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, and Simone is joining us from Italy. We're going to talk to these guys about some Kiloview products and the top 5 keys to success that we can do in selling Kiloview. Before we get into that, though, I knew Don was joining us today, so I grabbed a nice bourbon from the conference room here that we always have opened up. Don, have you got something good? You've got to have something good for us. What do you have today?
I do, Jim. Thank you. Yes, being here in Kentucky, I had to bring the good stuff. So I have McKenna 10-year bourbon, bottled in bond, numbered edition.
Wow.
I'm not ready to open this just yet, but maybe later during happy hour.
All right, it'll be for a special occasion like the success of today's webinar, right?
Yeah, well, it reminds me of that line from the movie. As soon as you drink it, that is the special occasion.
Absolutely. And Simone, you're joining us from Italy. You've got no lack of choices over there either, huh?
Yeah, sure. I just moved out to my new apartment and I got this Disaronno original.
Oh,
So super alcoholic here.
oh, that's excellent. Excellent. Very good. So, guys, without further ado, I want to get into today's show because we're really excited to talk about some of the great opportunities with Kiloview products, some of the roadmap where Kiloview is going to really create a success for all of our dealers to jump on board. But really, the goal today was to kind of spotlight a few products within a very large product line that are going to be your key to impact your business today with Kiloview products. I want to start by introducing Don Riegle, our new U.S. channel manager for Kiloview. And sorry if I butchered the title, Don. Why don't you give us a little formal introduction?
Well, no, thank you very much, Jim, and I'm happy to be back with you again. We've done some of these in the past, and I want to thank all the dealers for spending their time joining us too. But I run the channel for Kiloview here in the U.S., and Kiloview has opened up a U.S. office. So that's an important thing to know that we cover all time zones here. And yeah, just happy to be with the company that is making the best products for AV over IP.
And Don, as the sales manager, I want you to start off. We're going to talk about some of the key products that we're zeroing in on, but some of the keys to success are from the sales strategy and what Kiloview offers our dealers. Can you enlighten us on that?
Yeah, well, I can. I mean, really, we're just wanting to bring a really good business opportunity to dealers. And I think there's sort of 5 points about that. Firstly, we have a U.S. office here. Secondly, we have great margins. We've got great reliability in the products. You can place it and forget it, right?
Yep.
And then finally, we've got great support. So if you do need any support, we've got excellent staff that provides very ready support. So it's a great business opportunity, and we would love to join with a dealer to help them become the expert in their regional territory as the go-to for Kiloview product solutions. My
And
contact information is pretty simple. So following this, just hit me up at donr@kiloview.com.
perfect. And Don, as you pointed out, the great margins, we have dealer price sheets available. You can reach out to your Broadfield sales rep at 800-634-5178. We'll get you the Kiloview price sheet. There are no barriers to success. Kiloview will make it very easy for all of our dealers, system integrators, to get access to that full price sheet and to include their products on your next project quote and bid. We can help you find the right solution. They have a large family of NDI conversion products, SRT products, encoders, decoders, from just about everything to every other thing that you can imagine across the board. They're getting into cellular bonding with their P series of products that they introduced at NAB and will be showing off again at Infocom. In fact, if you're going to be at Infocom, I suggest you join us in the Broadfield booth and then check out the Kiloview booth right down the hall from us and check out all of these products that we're going to talk about today. Don, are you going to be out there at the show with us?
I'm going to be there, and I'm looking forward to it. And let me just add also that we're happy to provide custom training for each dealer that wants to join with us, and we'd be happy to take them through the sales tools that we have them to be successful.
Absolutely. One of the things that we're going to do when we bring Simone on for just a moment is give you a brief overview of just a few of the products that we're highlighting today. You can get much more deeply involved in any of these products, or we can introduce you to the rest of the Kiloview product line by setting up a call with Don and his team, and we'll get the right people to really educate you on all of that stuff. Don, thank you so much for starting us off today.
My pleasure, Jim. I'm so happy to be with you guys.
It's always a pleasure, buddy. I want to introduce Simone from Italy. Simone, can you introduce yourself to our dealers?
Hello, guys. I'm Simone, the technical specialist at Kiloview, and I'm taking care about all the trainings and the tutorial to how to use our products and how to achieve your goal into streaming and production. And how, of course, to change your way of thinking from basement to the world of IP.
That's excellent. Simone, I wanted you to join us today because we can talk a lot about the sales opportunities available for all the Kiloview products, but I wanted to highlight a few of the products and go into some of the technical details and how they fit into the solutions when our integrators are starting to build out the next project and the next quote. One of the things that you will see across the board in all of the products that we talk about is that these Kiloview products are an excellent complement to AV over IP installations, live production, streaming, anything in between, remote production workflows, and more. So we're going to spotlight just a few of these products today and go into a little of the detail of where they would fit into your line card and help you solve some of the challenges that your customers are facing. And I wanted to do that by starting with the Kiloview E3. The Kiloview E3 is one of the most popular encoder decoders on our line card right now. It is the next generation encoder with dual channel capability from Kiloview. At under $500, just $449 MSRP, this unit includes both 4K HDMI and SDI and really fits into a lot of different workflows. Simone, can you go into a little bit more detail of everything that E3 can do for us?
Yeah, sure. The E3 is our flagship encoder. It comes from the previous generation of E1 and E2, and combined all together, we got like 4K 30p HDMI and 1080p SDI up to 60p. And this machine is awesome because it can do SRT, RTMP, RTSP, HLS, probably every protocol you needed at your hands. And moreover, you can also record through the USB in front with a USB thumbstick on SSD drives. And all our Kiloview products, of course, has power over Ethernet. So you'll be able basically to just run one Ethernet cable, have power, and actually the video signals with audio overall. And furthermore, we also have intercom capabilities on each of our product lineups. So just hook it up a USB headset and you can have intercom. For example, your remote production, you can have this onto an OB van or a television studio, and you can interconnect multiple encoders and decoders at the same time. This is super great for a situation like TV studios, house of worship, sports event, and live broadcasting overall.
Absolutely. That dual channel capability on a device this small with all of the flexible protocols that Simone was talking about really makes this a perfect solution for every toolkit, every install. This product is a problem solver. This is something you bring out to your next installation and you know whatever you need to accomplish, this is going to give you that capability to do it very easily. And that's why we selected it one of the top 5 products from Kiloview, one of the top 5 opportunities to add to your line card right now. The next one I want to talk about is also one of the newer products in the Kiloview product line, and that is the Kiloview Cube R1. For our dealers who are familiar with the AJ8 Kona and some of the other video recording devices out there, the Kiloview Cube R1 was built to satisfy that capability in that part of the market with AV over IP capability, giving you the ability to record all of your NDI sources. Simone, take it away. Tell us a little bit more about that Cube R1.
Yeah, the R1 is coming from our patented software Kiloview recorder. And basically, this ARM CPU-based solution is a half rack unit height and in the larger section, so you can hook it up two of those. And the cool thing is it can record up to NVMe drives, so standard NVMe drives inside of it. We can record up to 9 feed of full HD channel and up to 4 channel of 4K ISO recording, all synced together. And the cool thing is we can start the recording into the native, SpeedHQ NDI codec, but we also offer transcoding option. If you want H.264 or HEVC, we can also offer transcoding option up to 4-channel 1080p and 1-channel 4K. Both the Cube series, like R1X1, has fiber connection, so you can log aggregation up to 20 gigabit per second. And in the future, we're gonna bring so many other features to those products, enable to doing your broadcast recording and actually forget about it, your video switcher to take recording for you. So you can also differentiate the workflow on your your behavior and the way you're working on it.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things that's important for our dealers to know, if you're not familiar with Kiloview, Kiloview has a full catalog of both software and hardware solutions. What the Cube R1 is doing is taking the recording capability that was first developed through software and actually combining that with the multi-view capability, which is also available through software, putting that into that half-mount box, this box that you see right here in front of me, giving you the recording right to the SSD drive, which it has an intro promo right now where that SSD can be included with the purchase of the Kiloview Cube R1, making that whole package available for just $24.99. A great solution for your customers who are building out some of the more extensive NDI networks. Once you're starting to get to the point where you're using 3 cameras in a production setup, an NDI source from a laptop, another feed from an overflow room, to take all of those different sources and allow you to multi-view them all together, record them, get your ISO recording, and take that off of your production system, it justifies the investment in something like that Cube R1. Really a great solution for your customers that are building out their networks. The next product I want to talk about looks very similar, built for a different purpose, and that is the Cube X1. This is the NDI distribution solution. Simone, tell us a little bit more about the Cube X1.
Yeah, the Cube X1 is shared, the same form factor of the R1, so you can hook it up together into a 2-unit rack, and it's really crazy of a product because, compare if you new or you age into the NDI world, this solution helps you out to manage all your NDI channels. And actually, this is coming also through our NDI core software. And the cool thing about it is that it has 13 channels of input and up to 26 channels of output. It can handle NDI and NDI checks. And it is basically a baseband router, but more intelligent because you can swap in between different formats and canvas size, and you always do it lagless. So no black screen. You can actually treat it as a kind of sort of router and a switcher destination. And it's really cool because we added some features like, for example, playlist, where you can cycle through different inputs to outputs. You can manage different users. So especially if you are in an organization where you have multiple people working on it and you have several NDI sources to manage, this is the Swiss knife to have everything under control. And the cool thing is, of course, has also the 2 10 gigabit SFP fiber networks. So you have plenty of bandwidth to manage everything into unicast. So for all those applications, for example, that multicast couldn't be possible, you can use our X1 and solve every of your problem in the firewalls and application where big customers might be can't use it. And this is really cool product.
Absolutely. The way I like to think of the Cube X1 is as a turnkey NDI management solution. You are getting the distribution software, the hardware design, the display on the front. You're getting everything all built together in one device. Again, as you're getting involved in some of these much more extensive NDI networks, it is a great tool. You add it side by side in the rack with the Cube R1. You've just sold 2 Kiloview products. That makes us very happy. And you have a great solution for all of your customers that are getting into this world of AV over IP. Now, we're going to go to the other side of the Kiloview product line, where we're going to talk about the N5, N6 NDI encoders, some of the smallest, most compact, and most affordable NDI converters available today. We absolutely love these. Again, if you're doing NDI installations, these are things that you just put into the van. So when you're there on site and you need to convert another source, you have the right product to do so. Simone, can you tell us a little bit more about why the N5 and N6 are so popular and so versatile?
Yeah, sure. N5 and N6 is our new generation of small encoders, decoders. And this is really crazy because in the small box here, we can decide whether to use as an encoder or a decoder. So you basically have 2 options into one small box. And it is up to 1080p on both HDMI and SDI. And as the E3, this one has the capability, for example, to encode or decode both NDI and NDI checks at the same time, which is kind of crazy for a single encoder. So you're not limited to the flavor you're gonna use over, full bandwidth or just limited in the bandwidth and using NDI checks. And especially these new products are all certified NDI checks 3. So really low latency for crazy good quality compared to full bandwidth NDI. And those small boxes also added the feature, for example, a really cool feature for business enterprises where you can use just webcam, so USB UVC to NDI and NDI checks. So it's really crazy. You can just take a webcam, for example, put it a USB-C, and you have the NDI feed right into your network, which is something crazy. This can open so many applications into enterprises and small business and even medium business.
And Simone, I'll tell you, with InfoComm show coming up in just a couple of weeks, a lot of our dealers are really paying attention right now to that corporate AV space. And the fact that you can take these encoders and bring them into any office, any conference room throughout the building, plug it into the existing webcam there, and now have that camera put on the network makes it a truly versatile solution, a great solution when you're starting to go into that corporate AV space that really wants to increase their video capability and their production capability. And next, I want to talk about the higher end NDI converters, starting with the N60. Now, the N60 we specifically chose for today's webinar because there was just recently some great updates, some added capabilities. And if you've listened to Simone talk about some of the existing products that we've discussed already, one of the things you'll notice is, Simone, I notice as you're talking about the products, your mind goes, oh, and one more thing. Oh, and it does this too.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great testament to the hardware design that these products are based off of. You're really putting in a lot of power where these products are continuing to expand in that capability as firmware is getting released and new features are being asked for. It's not just, a chip to get it done. It's a chip that is being built on, and it really sets up for a great product lineup and a great roadmap for the Kiloview products. And that was just done recently with the N60, now with full SRT capability in this NDI encoder as well. Simone, tell us a little bit more about the N60.
Yeah, the N60 is a quite amazing product. As you said, we started with an idea. We started to think about how we can bring to customers 4K encoding and decoding, and that's why the N60 came out. Basically, it's the big brother of N6 lineup. But actually now we have added so many features because as you said, we just not bring the FPGA in or the ARM processor. We are all open to new feature release. And the N60 right now has been, at NAB actually, has been the first encoder to show NDI6 live. So we have HDR support, NDI bridge, and of course SRT. This is brings so much possibility to the customers because basically you can do, for example, standard production, whether you have NDI, NDI-HX simultaneously as an encoder and using SRT power. So if you want, for example, send the same signal to a remote studio, you can do that. And for NDI-6, actually opens so many possibilities. We embedded NDI bridge. So basically, this machine can send the signal everywhere in the world with just internet connection. This is great. And it just scratched the surface of what we can be able to do with this kind of products because the processor inside is so powerful. We can still continue adding features over and over again. And actually, I can say anything better over N60 is the really killing flagship machine for NDI encoding, decoding overall. And all those features really open so many possibilities to different workflows that maybe aren't being considered right now.
Absolutely, and at just $799 MSRP, it is still a great price for what we just described as a flagship product that is getting better and better. I mean, to be out there at the NAB show on day one, showing capability with NDI-6, which might have been the worst kept secret in the industry prior to NAB. Everybody knew it was coming, but it shows the engineering feat of getting that built into these products. So again, we've just highlighted a few of the products from the Kiloview product line. The entire Kiloview price sheet, which is available for all of our Broadfield dealers, includes many, many more solutions. What I'd like you to do, though, is really take the time and invest in these 5 products and find the sales opportunities that will affect your business. As these products will start the conversation, when that conversation expands or goes sideways or moves into another tangent, there's a very good chance that Kiloview has the solution to answer those challenges as well. The Kiloview product line is extensive. We're just highlighting some of the few key opportunities available today. The N60 flagship NDI encoder with SRT, $799 MSRP. The N5, N6, HDMI, and SDI. Set them up for encoding or decoding. $399 or $469. The Cube X1 distribution system, $29.99 MSRP. The Cube R1, $24.99 MSRP. You can take advantage of the special launch bundle now with that free SSD drive. And then the Kiloview E3 is what we led off the show with, talking about the dual channel capabilities at just $449 MSRP. Simone, thank you so much for sharing some of your expertise with us today.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining me.
And one of the things that I do want to mention too, and Don led off the show, talking about the U.S. presence of Kiloview, the product technology, the product knowledge. Simone is available as an excellent resource for both Broadfield and all of our dealers. Our own sales engineering team, both Glenn and Logan, are well-trained and well-versed on the entire Kiloview product line. And our Broadfield sales team has done more than a half a dozen shows with Kiloview at this point, where we can walk you through that product line pretty easily as well. Simone, thank you so much for joining us. Why don't we bring Don back up for a moment also, and we'll say farewell to him as well.
Thanks, guys. And dealers, thank you guys for investing some time with us. We'll meet you more than halfway.
Absolutely. If you do have plans to make it out to InfoComm in Vegas, please let us know. We would be happy to meet you there. We'll introduce you to the team at Kiloview, introduce you to these products and more across their product lineup. If you're not going to be at InfoComm, call your Broadfield sales rep today, 800-634-5178. We'll get you the Kiloview price sheet. We'll get you marketing kits on all of these great products and more. Thank you for joining us, and tune in every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Until next week, cheers.
Broadfield Distributing is a value-added distributor of live production, streaming, video editing, and storage products. We only sell to resellers. We are always looking for new dealers, so call us at 1-800-634-5178 or email sales@broadfield.com. You'll like doing business with Broadfield because we make it easy to do business.